The best real estate investment, it's not Airbnb, it's not traveling nurse housing or any of these funny types of fad real estate investments. And it's not even your foundational core real estate investments like long-term rentals. No. Guys, girls, the best real estate investment is affordable housing and renting by the room. I'm an owner in a real estate brokerage and we have a fund and we're buying homes all over Dallas, Fort Worth, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that I have been investing in rent by room real estate since I was 18 years old for 7-8 years now. And I can promise you that the best real estate investment is affordable housing and renting by the room. What do you mean by that? I mean, take a house and every bedroom you rent out individually to a young professional or a student housing. That's what I actually personally do, student housing, instead of renting out a whole house. The individual bedrooms are much more affordable than an entire house or even than a studio apartment or a one-bedroom apartment. This is affordable housing for young people. And I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, believe that it has been an incredible investment opportunity. It has changed my life and created passive income for me that I can live off of. But more so than that, I believe that in the next 10 years, affordable housing when you rent by the room is gonna be the best real estate investment strategy. Better than all those people doing rental arbitrage, Airbnb investing, sticking nurses in bedrooms or pilots and all this stuff. No. If you want to just buy a house and stick a long-term tenant in there and not have to deal with it, put a 12 months tenant in there, that's good. Don't get me wrong, that's good. Try to do affordable long-term rentals. Don't do high-end. No. Affordable. But if you really want to try to maximize the amount of money you're going to make on each one of your rental properties, rent by the room. Before I get into how and what to do, and I'm going to make a ton more videos on this, so make sure to subscribe, let me just quickly tell you why. Guys, it's obvious. The economy, it's not great right now. Sure, unemployment is super low. The stock market's super high. Max, what are you talking about? The economy's ripping. GDP is great. I don't believe it. Inflation is up. Affordability is in the gutter. People are struggling. Your average blue collar worker is struggling. I know if you're watching this YouTube video, you know that, or you're feeling it. You go to the grocery store, you go to Mickey D's, that is so expensive. People do not have money anymore. Paying 50% of your income to rent or own a property is not sustainable. People need affordable housing. And this trend is not changing for young people. And it's only going to get worse with the acceleration of artificial intelligence and with the government continuing to print money. I don't care whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, whether you love Biden or Trump or hate them both. Whatever president gets in office, you can guarantee one thing. They are going to keep printing money. They're going to keep inflating the economy. They will keep buying US Treasury bonds. And the affordability crisis is only going to get worse. If I'm going to be investing for the long term, and real estate is a long-term game, I don't want to put my cards on Airbnb and luxury this. I don't know if people are going to have money to travel in the next few years. I mean, we could enter into a recession. Things could go wrong. But what I can guarantee is there are still going to be poor people in the next 10 years. And there's still going to be a lot of poor people. And I think there's going to be even more poor people because I, as much as I hate to say it, believe that the wealth gap is only going to get worse. The rich are only going to get richer and the poor are just going to get left behind. So own real estate, right? So then you don't get left behind. But if you're a renter, you're going to get left behind. Max, that's so weird. I thought you rent this house right here. Yeah, I actually rent my primary residence and I'm making a video on that if I haven't already released it yet, but that's a story for another time. So yeah, that's why affordable housing is important. But what's this whole rent by room strategy? Guys, so I own student housing properties. And what I do is I take each individual bedroom and I rent it out to a student. Instead of getting $3,000 as a long-term rental, I can rent it out to students and make $5,000 or $6,000 in rent. Sure, it's more work. I got 5 or 6 tenants, but I'm able to make 50, 100% more than if I were to just do a long-term rental. That extra $2,000, $3,000, that's cash flow, baby. That's cash flow. That's cash. And with that cash, I can go buy whatever I want. That's a lot of cash flow every single month. So that's why I genuinely believe the best strategy is rent by room. And there's different things you can do. You can do student housing. We'll talk about that. Or you could just rent by the room to young professionals, to young adults who just need a place to stay, to get by. There's a really common company that will do the management for you. I'm not affiliated with them. I just know a lot of people that invest with them. It's called Pad Split. You may have heard that. Different strategies in the rent by room sector. You can do it all yourself, or you can outsource it to a company like Pad Split. I really believe this is the most effective rental strategy. Not only does it make you more money, I'm able to get 50 or 100% more in rent. It also is recession proof. I'm renting my rooms out for about $1,000 a month. But the cheapest apartment near me, a really bad one, is $1,400, and a decent one where you won't get mugged is $1,600. So if you're a young professional and you're just trying to get by, you can barely afford groceries, you can barely afford gas, your insurance for your car is super expensive, you have a ton of student loans or you're accumulating student loans, you think you're gonna wanna pay $1,600 on an apartment, or you come live at one of my beautiful rental properties with a bunch of other cool dudes and girls for $1,000 a month? Well, it's a pretty easy choice, and that's why I've never had a vacancy. In 8 years of doing this, I've had 0 vacancies. So I am a genuine, wholehearted believer that this is the best rental strategy, and there's a ton of different ways to do this. You can rent per week, you can rent per month, you can rent for 12 months. Like, I do all 12-month leases because I don't want to deal with turnover. I hate turnover. I'm a busy dude. I got companies to run. I got books to write, and if you haven't already ordered this book, it's a children's finance book. Children's finance. I love finance, and I want to teach kids about finance. So if you want to teach your kid about inflation, about money printing, about how evil the government is, read this book. I linked the Amazon page in the description down below. But anyways, there are different ways to go about this strategy. But what I want to talk about here is what type of property works for this strategy, because it doesn't work for all properties. Well, the first thing is that you need a house that has a lot of bedrooms. Well, how do I get bedrooms? You can create bedrooms very affordably. To make a bedroom can cost $1,000, $2,000. A bedroom, there's not much there, just 4 walls, a closet, and a window. So a dining room, turn that into a bedroom. Oftentimes, people will take a living room and turn that into 2 bedrooms. Really, depending on your area, per code, you just really need a kitchen and you need a dining area and maybe a little bit of a living space. The rest of the house can just be bedrooms and bathrooms. Now, don't be a slumlord. I don't like to put more than like 3 people per bathroom. Some people go up to 4 people per bathroom. So if you have a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, you could turn that into a 5-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. Some people would turn that into a 6, 7, 8-bedroom to bathroom house. That's too many for me, but everyone has their own strategy. But you got to make sure there's a lot of parking, and you got to make sure the area calls for it. You can't just be renting a super nice HOA neighborhood. It needs to be safe, but not incredibly nice, right? You're not going to be putting all these people on a golf course, right? You're not going to be putting all these people in like a country club golf course neighborhood. So the location should be safe, but not like A-class. And that's more or less the investment strategy. Then you just got to focus, okay, do I just want to do regular young professionals? Do I want to do the management myself or outsource it to a company like Pad Split? Do I want to be renting per week, per month, per 12 months? Or do I want to do something a little bit different? Do I want to do like sober living? A lot of people do that. Or do I want to do what I prefer? My favorite is student housing. I like student housing the most out of every investment strategy, out of every rent by room strategy, out of anything in existence. Outside of my dog, my girlfriend's pretty great too. I love student housing. The money comes, and it comes from parents. The parents will guarantee on loans, they'll co-sign. And I've never had anyone pay rent. Oh wait, they always pay rent late, they're college students, but I've never had anyone miss rent because the parents are on the hook. I love student housing, and I'm gonna make a ton more videos on just student housing and how to get involved with student housing. So make sure to subscribe if you want to learn about student housing. But more or less, what I just wanted to get through to you in this video is that the way the economy is going, the way the future is going, especially with the rise of artificial intelligence, and it's going to be much harder for people to get jobs. Yeah, sure, maybe that's 3, 5, 10 years out. But as real estate investors, we got to be thinking that far. You should be thinking, is luxury the key? No, because there's going to be select few people. There's going to be a smaller amount of people who will even be richer than today. And I don't want to focus on such a minute size of the market. You would have to play to the ultra high end. The middle class is disappearing. It has been disappearing and it's only going to continue to disappear. I don't want to be playing to that market. That's not me. That's very difficult. It takes a lot of capital. It's a lot of risk. I don't want that. I want to invest in real estate with little to no risk. Can I say no risk? I don't know if I can say no risk, but very, very little risk. And what I can be sure of is that affordable housing will be in demand and will be in greater demand. Young people will not be able to afford these one-bedroom apartments, and they will need a place to live that is affordable and safe. And you can provide that by taking a house and just creating bedrooms, adding bedrooms, and renting them by the room. So start to look for homes that are near workplaces like offices, office centers. Start to look for homes that are near colleges. Start to look for homes that are in safe, good neighborhoods. Start to look for homes with a good amount of square footage. You don't really want to go less than like 1,500 square feet, but you also don't want to buy a mega mansion. So like 1,500 to maybe like 3,500 square feet. That's a good sweet spot. The most important thing are bathrooms. Bathrooms are expensive to build. Making a bathroom 10, 20, 30 grand. Like you don't want to blow that much money on creating a bathroom. So you want to just create bedrooms. So try to find a house with already 3 bathrooms, full bathrooms. And then find a house that already has 4 or 5 bedrooms. And then you can make a 6th, 7th if you need to. Or you don't even need to make that many bedrooms. You can just have a 4 or 5 bedroom rent by room house and cash flow really well. Make sure you just look into the ordinances and the rules of your local city. I really encourage you guys, don't become slumlords. Yeah, you can inch out more profit. You can stick 8, 10, 36 people into a house, but that's disgusting. And that's not cool. At the end of the day, you want to be providing these people, somewhere that they can at least be proud to live. I don't know. I'm not in the business of just being a slumlord. It's gross to me. I want to provide beautiful housing to great people and have this home be a place where they can launch their career, where then they can launch a family, where then they can launch the American dream. I want them to come home and be proud of where they're living, have a clean environment. I don't want 18 frat bros throwing parties, or I don't want a bunch of, losers in a house who are messy and not cleaning. No, I want a house where I would be proud to live, where if I was 18 years old, and I fell on hard times when I was 19, 20, but luckily I had my homes, my real estate investments to fall back on. But if I didn't have these properties at the time, I wish I had something like I'm offering, and hopefully you'll be offering. You can make a lot of money doing this. You can be confident that you won't get killed in a recession. You'll continue to make money going forward, and more so than anything, you can help a lot of young struggling people. This is the dream. And I really hope you guys jump on this opportunity. So as a real estate investor, as someone who has succeeded in the rent by room space and it only wants to continue with rent by room, and someone who foresees, at least has a prediction of where I think the economy will go, I genuinely believe that the best real estate investment strategy is rent by room real estate with a focus on affordable housing. I hope you guys appreciate this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.